Yo, what's up, guys? This is D Brown with Track Headz. I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Track Headz. So, I was just thinking, and we know that Quincy Wilson is going to be still in high school. He just came off of an amazing campaign last year at the Olympics, the 2024 Paris Olympics. Did his thing, got the gold medal, is ranked number one, for juniors, set the junior world record, ran 44 super low. Even despite being injured, unless this injury is holding him back, he is primed to be he's probably going to be one of the top paid guys going into the 2025 season in the 400. And it's really amazing to think about this guy's potential because he is right at that 16, 17. And if you know, for guys, for men more specifically, we don't really stop growing and really stop hitting puberty until about 21 years old. And to think of the amount of development that this guy's body can continue to really grow into is really amazing. So I just want to give a little prediction about what I think he is going to be capable of next year. And so I can look back at this video and you can look back at this video and know that, this was a pretty good guess, because I've been pretty good with the guesses in terms of some of these world championships and Olympic championships and stuff like that. So I have a little bit of prediction about what we think Quincy Wilson can do heading into this next year. So the first prediction I have is that I believe he is going to run the indoor season. Like every indoor season, I don't think he's going to run the 400 probably at all. I think he's going to run the 800. I think he's going to run the 600, the 500. I think he's going to go after some of those records because I think he definitely has the ability to do it. In case you haven't noticed, Quincy Wilson, though he is fast, he is not the typical sprinter type 400-meter runner that we're used to seeing now in these times. Between Quincy Wilson and the other Quincy that won the Olympic gold medal, this is almost the reemergence of the strength-based 400-meter group, even with Vernon Norwood, right? A lot of these guys, they're not the typical 1, 2, and then the 400 like a Matthew Bowling. They're more of the mid-range, the 200, the 400, can run a solid 800 or a 600. And I think that's what he's going to go with in attack, because I think he knows that he has the potential to run a really long season this year. And that's one of the things that enabled him to run a long season last year. If you guys watched, after his 400 meter, after he qualified for the 400 meters time-wise and ran 45 and some change, I believe, this was in University of Florida. I believe it was raining. It had to be in like April or something like that. The Florida relays. He ran an 800 right after that, right? So he's always refreshing. His coach is really smart. I see it. He always refreshes his bases after a really hard 800. Really hard 400 with an 800 or a 600. So I think all indoor season they're going to be working on his strength, right? They may throw a 2 in there somewhere, but I think they're preparing for a really, really, really long season because he is probably looking to qualify for a top-notch 400, for an open 400. I don't see why not. If he's able to run 44.2 as a junior 16-year-old, and he ran 44 3 times in a row, he has a 43 in there. It's just about how his body treats him, especially off of the long season that he had last year. So I do think that he's going to run an indoor season. I don't think he's going to run a lot of races, but I do think he's going to run an indoor season. And I think if they break, let's say, the 500 record, the 600 record, even the 800-meter record, he may run a low-key 400. And I don't even think he's going to. But I think after his indoor season, maybe he runs one 400-meter dash. That's really important, like a World Indoors. I'm not sure if they have World Indoors or like a USA Indoors 400. If he does run it, I believe he's going to go pro before the outdoor season. Because I'm not sure if he's a junior. He should be. He was a junior last year, I believe. He should be a senior. I think New Balance is going to offer him a nice little contract. And they're going to have him locked in, just like how they had Sidney McLaughlin locked in. And he's going to be someone who is going to be a long-term stay in the sport because of all the things that he has been able to do as a junior athlete. So I think he's going to go pro. I think they're going to continue to develop him. I think he's going to go 44 seconds pretty early in the season, probably like April at the University of Florida. I don't think he's going to college. And if he does go to college, I predict that he's going to go to University of Florida because Mr. Holloway has a very great reputation for getting 400-meter runners and transforming them into professional 400-meter runners. Now, whether they stay with him or not is another story. But if you look at the past couple 400-meter guys, between, Champion Allison, the Tony McQuays, the Armand Halls, he has a really good reputation for transforming and training 400-meter runners. So I do think if he does go to college, he's going to go to the University of Florida. But I think it's going to be a no-allow situation where he's going to sign. But again, I have a feeling he's going to go pro. And when he goes pro, he's going to be out of here. He's going to run a couple 400s. His goal is to run 43 seconds in the final of the USA 400-meter dash. And he's going to have to go against the big Quincy, right? And to see who's going to run 43. I think he's gonna actually make it, because I don't really see anybody. You have Vernon Norwood, who has the potential to run 43. You have, hopefully, Michael Cherry's coming back. You have Michael Norman. We'll see what he's gonna be doing. He just got married in September. There's a bunch of different athletes that are trying to figure out the 400. Trying to figure out the 400. So it's gonna be very interesting to see how he fits in. He was number 4 or 5 coming in. If he's, even with Matthew Bowling is going to be there as well. It's going to be a very interesting setup for him, but I truly believe he's going to go 43. If not at the USA's, definitely all the way in September. And that's also the reason why I think indoor season, he's not going to run a lot of 400s. He's going to run a lot of over distance, because the Tokyo meet is in September, right? Why run high intensity races in January, February, like a 400, if you could just accumulate your base, break some records, because you're still talented, break some records, maybe a hot 300 in there somewhere, stay healthy, go pro, and have this beautiful long campaign for New Balance as their newest signee. I think it will be perfect. So that's my prediction about what I think that Mr. Quincy Wilson is going to be doing in his 2025 debut as a new Olympic gold medalist. I think a lot of people are looking for that phenom. There hasn't been this much hype around a 400-meter athlete, I want to say, since Michael Norman, right? With so much talent and so much fanfare and all these things like that. Like, there hasn't been a 400-meter athlete that people have been looking to and looking forward to seeing compete at the highest level since Michael Norman, I want to say. So it's going to be beautiful to see. It's going to be beautiful to watch. I just hope he can stay healthy and stay motivated, and the people around him can give him truly support and make sure that his paper and his contract is on point. All right, so this is just my prediction. If you have a prediction, put it down below. I'm interested to see what you guys are going to say, but that's my prediction for the great Quincy Wilson. I'm going to thank you guys for watching. This is D Brown with Track Headz. Peace.